I got cut off, so I had to start another video. This is the mixture bottle, right? And yes, these are all jars of previous products that I figured, hey, I'll make a use for them, right? So now they're ingredient holders. So we want to make sure that the honey that we're putting in here, that we're putting in the mead, is thoroughly mixed. So this is where I'll put the hot tea. Now this is just black tea that's decaffeinated. They recommend not using caffeinated tea. Not sure what the exact science is behind that. And about 1.5 gallons of honey, right? So I'll put that, I'll put the sugar and put the honey and then mix it all up and then pour it into the gallon jug, right? Because basically it's gonna be hard to mix this all at once with all that water. So I want to pre-mix it. So I'll get started, and I may fail. I haven't tried this prior. Just look. So I'm going to start with a little bit at a time. I've tried to make beer before. It didn't come out very well. I've tried to make wine before. Again, didn't come out very well. So I'm very new to all this, and if this works, it's going to be my first time being successful at this. So I'm going to mix some cold water with it too, so that way it can properly mix this. You gotta remember though, there's gonna be a lot less water going back in it because it's gonna be mixed with a ton of sugar and a ton of honey. Maybe it's not as easy as I thought. I think the new plan is I'm gonna pour this back in here, pour that in there, and yeah, we're gonna pour all this melted into the boiler, and from there we'll pour it in the, let's see, sorry about that folks. Hold that thought. You got an idea. So we're gonna make a funnel. Pour the sugar in the gallon jug first. Then we'll pour the tea. It's all good as long as all the ingredients make it in here and they're thoroughly mixed. That's the important thing. As soon as I put this in here, I am going to mix it all up just so everything gets mixed in evenly prior, little by little. So it's not honey, sugar, all being mixed in at once, but sugar mixed in, honey mixed in. Just want to make sure I'm thorough with that, because this is where the yeast is going to get its energy from. This is the food. Sugar doesn't want to cooperate, so it's coming out in chunks. Go. And the last bit of sugar. Okay. Now, like I said, shake this up. Give it a good shaking just to make sure all the sugar is dissolved. It's a good workout, especially since, I've been here for a long time with the pandemic, so it's a good way to get your workout and get booze. Can't go wrong. Cool. So we got that mixed in. See if I could actually carefully pour this in here. The honey, the failed mix of honey and black tea mixer. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pour it in here. I don't want to risk having a huge mess to deal with. So, I'm gonna do this. I'm going to leave a little bit of room for the rest of the honey, just to make sure I don't overpack it. I might have already. Excuse me. Get every bit of honey in there. This is what's going to make the mead. So it's important that we do that. I'm going to leave this upside down while I shake this once more. That beautiful color. Now I could have went with a glass jug, but it's my first time. I don't want to get too fancy for my first time, right? If I like it, I'll be sure to get fancy. But let me tell you, this kit is only $39.99. Those winemaking kits that you'll see online could cost you hundreds. So this is a good deal. In 5 days, I remember my uncle's a winemaker. It takes him like a good 2-3 months, if I remember correctly. I've tried making it once, like I mentioned, and it just ended up being sour. It wasn't good. So yeah, this is a great deal. Black Friday is around the corner. The holidays are around the corner. It's currently October 30th when I'm filming this. So, yeah. And let me see. Looks like it's all mixed in. And it's not too cold, not too warm. It's like a good temperature, so it won't kill the yeast. Because if it's too hot, if you don't mix this, I mean, this is the reason why they say only use about 1 quart and make tea only out of 1 quart of the water, just to make sure that when you incorporate it all, right, it's warm, but it's not hot. Because if it's hot, it's going to end up killing the yeast. And we don't want that. They're the workers. They're the ones who are going to turn this honey, water, tea combo into booze. We want them. And let's not forget this. So we're going to make sure, I'll get a pen instead. Make sure that we write what it is. So it is Mead, and it's born on 10/30/2020. They even have a time. Let's just say 8:30 p.m. I'm just gonna put this on. So that way we don't forget. This cooperates with me. And we got it on there. Look at that. So now we want to fill this up with water. And what this does is it lets the yeast, so when the yeast is eating and activating, it's breathing out gases, and we want to make sure that the gases escape, right, but nothing bad comes in, right? So let's say other bacteria, right, because then it's going to start competing for the resources in this jug. We want to make sure the only thing that's in this jug is the yeast, the sugar, the honey, and all the other ingredients. So that's why we fill this up with water, to stop anything from going in, only gas coming out. So I'm just going to quickly grab some water. Again, this is called an airlock. We're going to just fill it to the line. Almost there. Yeah, just made it. Ish. Close enough. Now, I did this just to make sure it's ready for after I add the yeast. Like I said, we're only going to add about 2/3 of this, because we still want to make another half a gallon, turn another half a gallon into booze. So we have 3 packages of these, right? So that's 1.5 gallons plus 1.5 gallons plus 1.5 gallons. What is that? 4.5 gallons of booze for $40. It's pretty good. And airlocks, which can cost quite a bit. We have 3 airlocks, so we can make 3 at the same time. All right. So let's do this. Woo. Wow. Sorry, I got curious about how they smell. Almost there. Very close. And we're there. Now we're going to shake it again. This is the 3rd time we're shaking. This is the last time we're shaking. getting harder to shake because the bottle's so full. Like I said, it's a good workout. I actually have sweat coming down at this point. Just want to make sure it's all broken up in here. So now it's all set. And last but not least, we take off the lid and we seal it. And we check back in a few, maybe even half an hour, we should start seeing bubbles forming. That's the yeast activating. And I'll make another video in a few days when it's ready and we could taste it together. Well, taste it. You know what I mean. Thank you for joining me, and see you next time.